Hello everyone, how's it going? I feel like I need to start this video by saying, bear with me, humor me here. I thought this would be a good video idea. I was noticing on Sephora's website, I think I mentioned this when I was talking about this little mink set palette, how the descriptions sometimes on there, like, does anybody go through and actually read this stuff that is written about the products? Like sometimes we check the ingredients list or just a few specific elements about the product, but under most things on the website, there's a little section called what else you need to know, and some of the stuff written there is absolute gold. If you're a Seinfeld fan, it reminds me of like the J. Peterman catalog stuff. Do you remember that? Just listen to what they said about the Mink Set palette first. Mink Set, the saucy little sister of Viseart's coveted Theory Minx palette, offers an extended range of essential shades. This curation of caramel colors contains the perfect hues for an effortless look. Embrace the resplendence of autumn, sassing your way through daytime deal-making and sunset soirees. So some brands tend to be more over the top than others with the descriptions. Some of them are still very like bare bones, just the stuff you need to know. Some brands, Pat McGrath, as you'll see coming up, seem to go all out with these descriptions and they just make them flowery and descriptive, and they're trying to paint this whole picture for you. And I would love to know in the comments section if you take the time to read stuff like that. But most of the products that I use today, they are going to be products that are accompanied by some over-the-top amazing descriptions on Sephora's website, and I'm going to be popping in and sharing those with you all throughout the application. Again, Mink Set kind of started it for me, and then I started really looking around at what was being said about various products. So first off, I'm going to use this Smashbox. It's called the Photo Finish Primerizer. They call it a primer plus moisturizer in one. It has hyaluronic acid and niacinamide, and yeah, I'm going to use this just under my makeup. I already have my skincare and stuff on, but this feels kind of like, I don't know, an additional little light moisturizer step. But it does make the skin feel kind of smooth. Gosh, it really does feel nice. I haven't used this in a while, in case you couldn't tell. But here's the description on it. This moisturizing primer sets in seconds, acting as a magnet that locks in makeup. It visibly plumps and moisturizes with hyaluronic acid to smooth the look of fine lines and stop makeup from settling into pores. It's suitable for all skin types and, fun fact, contains 762 sextillion molecules of water per bottle. So how do I look with it on? I mean, I feel very moisturized. I feel good. It's interesting how it feels so much like a moisturizer, but yet there's that little bit of a smoothing quality that I often talk about with primers that just kind of makes the surface of the skin feel a little more uniform. And by the way, these first couple descriptions on these first products, we're just getting warmed up because they're gonna get more and more over the top as we go. But the next thing that I'm gonna use for foundation is my Huda Beauty foundation stick here. I wear it in the shade Shortbread. It's called the Faux Filter Skin Finish Buildable Coverage Foundation Stick. And I've actually really enjoyed this. I can link below to the video where I have the full review, but it's kind of this little diamond shaped tube, and I've been really pleased with the coverage actually. Happy with the staying power. I also got the double-ended brush that goes with it, and just the whole bit has been good for me. When I want really nice coverage, I know I can count on this product. You can build it for sure. As you can see, the brush has a really full brush and then sort of this sculpting kind of pyramid shaped brush. And the thing I've turned out to like about these is that there is enough kind of mobility and movement to these brush heads to where you can get everything blended out, but they're not so stiff that they kind of work away the coverage. There's actually just enough movement to where you maintain, I think, a lot of the coverage with this product. This fragrance-free, transfer-proof, waterproof, humidity and sweat-resistant formula melts into the skin for a natural filtered finish. Whether you prefer full or light coverage, this versatile formula will let you be the master of your complexion. Swipe it on, set it, and forget it for the rest of the day. That's how I love to cook, my friends. I've got this like dried toothpaste that keeps, I don't know, what the heck is going on with my lips? It was hard to find real flowery descriptions for foundations. Many of the descriptions for foundations, they had so much info to pack in. Like they had a lot of details, a lot of nitty-gritty facts. So that really wasn't the kind of product they were trying to write like storybooks about, you know? I am going to pop on a little bit of concealer. I don't have a fun description for any concealer. I just could not find anything that was knocking my socks off there. So I'll keep looking. Or maybe a brand's gonna put something out that's just gonna blow me over, but right now I'm just gonna use this Born This Way sculpting concealer. Oh, and by the way, guys, I got some full-size Sephora brushes. I'm really, really excited to probably do a whole video focusing in on these, but you know how I use that Pro Mini Flawless Airbrush that really nobody can get because it was a special perk. It may have been sold as a mini for a period of time, but I don't think it is anymore. But this is that brush, you know, just in full size. It's the Pro Foundation 56. And I just wanted to have that and wanted to be using something that was more accessible, but I got this as part of a little brush set. And I've been playing with that a lot lately and enjoying it so much, and it will probably be a video in itself pretty soon. But I can use that for my concealer, or I can use, it came with a more pinpointed one, the Pro Concealer 57. So great for getting around the eyes. It's like a small but really full, dense brush. Good for like working stuff in around your small areas, like around the nose or the brows. Eyes. Okay, once upon a time I ordered a few things from La Mer, and I rarely use them. I feel like they are over the top in price, and honestly I don't feel like they stand out head and shoulders so much above everything else that I have. But I have had something on hand for a while called the powder. It's a translucent powder, and the packaging is so like big. It's in this big frosted glass jar, and this is what it's looking like on the inside. As far as the finish of the powder, I feel like it has maybe a gentle luminosity to it. Does anybody else notice that? It's hard to tell, but it's one of those things where I'm pretty sure it's not a 100% totally matte powder. But I've got some that's sort of shaken out on the top, and I'm going to use my e.l.f. small tapered brush just to get some on there, and we will set with this today. This powder helps set and perfect makeup with translucent coverage. It is formulated with miracle broth and air-spun seaborne particles, some of the lightest materials on Earth. This luxurious powder appears to float over the skin for an imperceptible finish. I can't say that looks bad on the skin, guys. We were very matte with that foundation and also the concealer, and I do feel like I've got a little skin-like sheen sort of on here, but yet I was able to comfortably set the under eye with it. But I mean, miracle broth? First we're setting it and forgetting it, then we're adding the broth. Who knows what we're gonna have at the end of this video, guys. Nothing super incredible on the bronzer descriptions, so I'm gonna use this one from Thrive here. This is the Sunchaser Blur and Sculpt Bronzing Powder. I could go to other websites though. I mean, I guess I didn't go to Thrive's website and see what they had to say about this one. It may be over the top amazing, who knows? But I was just kind of focusing on Sephora's descriptions for this video. If you guys like this, maybe I'll keep going and seek out other things, but I enjoyed it. And I just like to know what's happening for the people sitting around writing the descriptions. Like, you're gonna hear some about certain Pat McGrath products, and you're gonna be like, what was this person doing while they wrote this masterpiece? And who wrote it? Did Pat herself come up with this? Did she hire somebody to just completely give everything to the description? This tone of bronzer really works for me. Don't you feel like it looks very natural, very real? Next up, we're using a product that's going to be kind of rediscovered for me. I haven't used it in a while, but I remember first using this and getting this product, and I was so amazed because I saw it being used on Instagram, and I thought it looked like the most glorious blushing highlighter thing ever, and it really is pretty. It is the Pinkgasm Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand, and you've got like this puffy tube. You have to twist it open, squeeze some out. Whoa, it looks like it's expanding with product. Boom! Probably have a ton like pushed out there. So I'm just gonna dab it right here on the cheek and get it all blended in. Glow Gel enhances the skin's luminosity for a high gloss highlight that plays with the light and stays dewy all day. Velvety Silica has magical soft focusing powers, and Sensorial Oil gives skin a silky soft feel. Lindera Extract magically mimics the effects of light for a youthful glow. You know I am loving this look. I mean, this amount of glow is so beautiful. Oops, I need to twist it off. Seriously, could be blush and highlighter in one, but on this day, because we have some certain highlighter products that we just absolutely must use, we're gonna like triple up on the highlighting effect today. So from Pat McGrath, I have this Skin Fetish Highlighter Plus Balm Duo. This is a gorgeous stick. I love that white packaging with the gold, but what you do have in here is a balm that's basically just like a shiny balm. If you were to put that on its own, there's no shimmer in it, but it's just going to be like a texture thing. That shine is just going to really take hold on the surface of the skin, and you're just gonna see your skin catching the light for that reason. But then on the other end, we have this creamy highlighter, which honestly, I wouldn't mind if that highlighter was a little more creamy, a little creamier, right? But I'm gonna pop that on. Whether used solo or in combination, these two luxurious finishes can satisfy every highlighting desire. Take your glow to the fourth dimension and prepare for a legendary lit from within gleam that is truly aliangelic. Am I aliangelic yet? I love that. I love what they said about it. This is a fun product. It's unique to have those two completely different textures in one stick. And I guess if you do feel like the actual highlighter end is a little dry, you could take some of the balm and just kind of like work that in a little bit and practically mix the two textures, because this one is certainly, I mean, it feels like you're using a very emollient lip balm practically when you use that. Now guys, we're going to another Pat McGrath product that I have had for quite some time, and it's her highlighter trio. What's it called actually? Sublime Skin Highlighting Trio. And I love this. This is a really special product. They are absolutely gorgeous highlighters, and I think I was mimicking like a Casey Musgraves look when I used this one that actually turns out to have a beautiful like pinky shift to it. But there's that one. There's this one that's a very like brightening gold, and then we have this bronzy shade over here. So I'm gonna play with these a little bit while you listen to this description. This triptych of highlighters brightens with ravishingly revolutionary results to fuel your most incandescent fantasies. 3 surreal shades radiate pure light, lay down a smooth veil of pure and even color, and accentuate bone structure, combining the best features of powder, cream, and fluid textures. Each shade is individually iconic, creating a tantalizing triple threat of gorgeous gleam when layered together. A futuristic trio of pigments flows across the skin, mimicking the reflection of light with glittering shine, ethereal luminosity, and metallic brilliance. Glow at your own risk and beam beyond the spectrum. So I wasn't playing with the highlighter today, was I? Gosh, we've got a really glowy blush, we've got cream stick highlighter, and now several different powder highlights on top. But this is a beautiful product, and especially that pink. I mean, I think it's a very unique color, and it's something that you'll go on to sort of see a little bit more in different lighting, like as you go about your day, that shift, that pinky glow, you'll see more. But that was my main one that I used, and then I took some of the bronzy one like up near the hairline, and some of the more golden one just popping right on the top of the cheek. I would hate to lose this masterpiece of a look at this point, so I'm going to put on a little setting spray. This is my Catrice HD Active Performance Freezing Spray. And also from Catrice, I'm going to quickly do my brows since I didn't have a certain Sephora brow thing with an amazing description to share. This is the Brow Pen Pro from Catrice, and it's in the shade Ash Brown. So we're just kind of breezing through this. This product's growing on me. It was supposed to have this sort of teardrop triangle shape, and it's really losing some of that precision. Like just when it was brand new, it had a real point to it. Now it doesn't have that, but the texture is really quick for me to work through, and it comes with one of those little dense brushes, like a teensy artiste looking brush at the end that looks like this. And I'm kind of getting into that, and I'm kind of impressed by how it really does effectively work product through and kind of sets the brow right precisely in place. But my gosh, you guys, just to get off the makeup topic for a second, we had so much snow yesterday. It just snowed all dang day. And I'm gonna say we ended up with 8 to 10 inches out there, and it blowing and drifting. And here's the thing, you know, schools, of course, are gonna be calling off. They were out for President's Day already yesterday, but they're going to be calling off today or doing remote learning days, whatever. But my parents were set to get their second dose of the COVID vaccine today, and it came out yesterday evening that that is not being postponed or moved, and it's going to be really hard for people to get out today. So Bub has a truck, and he offered to pick them up and take them to get their shot. So I'm not throwing away my shot. So I pray that they can get in safely this morning for that. The situation with the snow where we are is like, it snowed all day, and then overnight, I'm guessing they were just dealing with a lot of the drifting because we have had that wind, but I'm guessing road crews have tried to be out getting things as clear as they can get them. So we will see. It's like one of the only things still open and going on this day, the vaccine clinic. It's taken a little more elbow grease every day, but I'm still getting some of this Milani eyeshadow primer out. Yeah, you think you're strong, but can you squeeze out the last bit of a Milani eyeshadow primer? The eyeshadow palette that I'm using today is also Pat McGrath, because Pat McGrath is basically the master of these beautiful flowery over-the-top descriptions, and this is my Bronze Seduction palette. I will say this is one of the most luxe feeling palettes that I own. I mean, look at it. It's heavy, it's big. It's got some absolutely gorgeous shades in there. This is the only Pat McGrath palette that I have. If there is another Pat eyeshadow palette that you think is just an absolute must-have, I'd love to hear your feedback on that in the comments section. But I have enjoyed this one. It's got some tones that I absolutely adore and some shimmers that are just over the top. So I'll get going on my look and show you the palette while you listen to the description. Adorn your eyes in sensuously surreal incendiary shades ranging from gleaming rose gold, molten metallic bronze, and incendiary crimson to mesmerizing mattes. This collection of 10 ravishingly rich pigments melts into skin, highlighting and defining eyes for the ultimate in supernatural seduction. Starring a spectrum of sensorial pigments, crystalline pearls, and cream-infused powders, these next-generation formulations set eyes ablaze in luxurious vibrant color and metallic shine. Galactic glamour awaits as tantalizing textures glide on in a single sensuous stroke, transforming with seamless blendability, ignite endless looks and impassioned hues that fuel your fantasies and make eye contact with the next dimension. So I basically patted this dark brown so far on the outer part of my lid and crease, and then I'm using this E25 brush just to blend that out. And I'm thinking about taking this little bit softer brown right here, another matte, and using that to kind of help me a bit. That nice dark brown is very pigmented and it is blending around a little bit, but I think this shade will just help soften even more. It's interesting how that darkest brown really has a lot of red in it. You can see it as it shears out. I mean, not like a lot of red. It's not like a ruby shade or anything. Can you believe the description though? I mean, come on. I would think anybody who read that, who actually sat there and read that whole thing, would seriously have to be thinking about buying this, right? Personally, I think it's extremely convincing. Still working with that light brown, just trying to get things exactly how I want it there in the crease. We also have a dark plum, which I love that that was included in this bronzy palette, you know. I think plum and bronze just look amazing together. I'm gonna take, I think, maybe just my bare brush, work over this edge just a bit more. Maybe take a little bit of this kind of golden champagne-y color for a bit of a highlight. Ooh, that's pretty. I like how that's kind of coming right off the edge of the brown. This is where Em's stalling because she's not quite sure which bold shimmer she's gonna go into first. You know what I would like to do? I'd like to go into this red for a moment with my crease brush and just like gently add to things here. This is sort of a, as you can see, metallic shade, very metallic, but when you shear out a metallic, you can still get a lot of pigment from it when it's a high quality color like this. I'm just adding a little bit of that to my crease. Why not, right? So while mom and dad are at the vaccine clinic with Bub, I'm going to be trying to do remote learning with Belle with a bonus 4-year-old and 1-year-old running around. See, normally mom and dad would watch them while I do most of my work with Belle, but today is one of those days where we're just trying to get through. I want to use this color right up here. I'm not sure if I should brush it or finger. Let's use brush at first. Ooh, so pretty. It's like a very fine glitter, but I think I do want to use my finger just because I want more control. Control freak. Oh, wow. Dazzling. You want to sort of resist the urge to build a ton of this on top of itself though, because while it's just fun to keep playing and placing it on there, if you do too much building of a glitter on itself, it loses the ability to stick to anything. So less kind of is more. Oh, just the tone though that's able to pull off. That gorgeous rose gold. Mamacita. And then maybe we take some of this for inner corner fun brightness. And I would like to go kind of smoky around the eye, so back into the dark brown with my little Profusion small pointed brush. And let's just let that color come full circle. Kind of the boss color of this look. I'm kind of loving this brush for thicker, more shadowy lower lash lines like this. So pretty. And then I end up kind of using it to further work the outer corner. Just a little more of that deep brown. This is my Physicians Formula Matte Manoy black eyeliner that I'm just going to take across the upper lash line, and then I'll pop on some mascara as well. I'm trying to go for a pretty fine line here. I would like to know why part of my mirror, when I open this up, part of it was like fogged almost, and part of it is just normal. Like, why is that? It was before I even started messing with it. Like, are some of these shadows over here like living and breathing? Maybe they are little aliens. So this is just your girl superhero coming in, lashing up this look. This palette is so heavy. You casually just want to open it up and use it for the mirror, and you're like, whoa. The last product here that I have with a fun description is actually probably one of the most old school basic things on Sephora's website, and it's the Smith's Rosebud Salve. So this is just like a lip balm, but as you'll hear in the description, it really can be so much more. This beloved multi-purpose essential deeply moisturizes and soothes dry lips. Versatile and comforting to skin, it calms and heals irritation, soothes the sting of minor burns, helps heal cuts, tames mangled cuticles, helps fix ashy elbows and knees, and minimizes diaper rash. The slight hint of rose scent adds a delicately aromatic touch without overpowering or cloying. Oh, and what is cloying, you ask? Excessively sweet, rich, or sentimental, especially to a disgusting or sickening degree. So it's just a really basic balm. It has a real Vaseline-y kind of feel, especially once it hits the warmth of your lips. It thins out even more. It has just a lightly pink color coming out of the tube, but obviously not a lot of color transferring to the lips. I thought I would put this on just to kind of soften things up a little bit before maybe I add a lip liner to this look. But does anybody else love the smell of this? It's like a real authentic kind of rosy scent. But yeah, that lives in my lip balm drawer up here. I've had that for a little while. I remember having it, I think originally in a little pot, and now they have some of their products in squeeze tubes like that. But we should be using that stuff for diaper rash? Gosh, who knew? I just blotted off a little bit of that balm, but my lips still have quite a bit on. Feels nicely hydrated. And I'm gonna use my Plump Line lip liner, this mini from Buxom in Hush Hush. I just feel like with the leopard and the bronzy eye we've got going on, this kind of color would be nice. I love this little pencil. I said it before, I think in my favorites video. It's like my Milani Spice lip liner, the old Milani Color Statement lip liner, you know. It's like that, just in a jumbo pencil form. And it's great for layering with other stuff, or you could put a gloss on with this. I really, really like it. It fills in so quick. All right, lips coming out. We're all done. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had as much fun as I did for this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Let me know if you would like me to investigate more fun product descriptions. I just think it's interesting, you know, and I think it's the kind of thing with makeup nobody ever talks about. I do address claims a lot, you know, as I'm reviewing something. I'll look at how that product was described online, but this bonus info, this additional stuff is always so surprising. So again, thank you for your time, and I will see you soon. Bye.